Yes, sir. Okay, so is it normal for people to just wake up in the morning feeling lethargic, tired, exhausted, unmotivated, no passion for life, no joy, no discipline and push and will to get out of bed and create what they wish to create? Because for some reason, 99.9% of people have this issue and have this reality and this perception on life that drains both them and the resources of everyone and everything else on this planet. Now, it's not necessarily anyone's fault, but there are people that should be held accountable for this. And one of those people should be yourself, because you have to understand that this world and all things in it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified, okay? And consciousness is both the cause and the substance of all things, all right? Now, in order to understand consciousness, you can divide it into two things. First, you have the conscious mind, and then you have the subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind would be the masculine mind. It's logical, it likes to think of things, it likes to be personal, and it's the ego. It likes to analyze, and you like to watch TV, have this idea, have this desire, have this dream, and you want to believe that something is real whenever you see it. But the subconscious mind is feminine, and everything that the conscious mind impresses upon the subconscious downloads and keeps it. Now, the conscious mind can, to a certain extent, determine whether or not something is valid and acceptable. But the subconscious mind doesn't do that. It just accepts everything as is. It doesn't matter if it's true or not true. You know what I'm saying? So if you are in a society where they program you and condition you to believe in a certain thing, and that you should live a certain way, that you should watch porn or you should watch reality TV, that you should follow specific celebrities, and that's the way that you're supposed to live, that you're supposed to have a 9-to-5 job, that you're supposed to go get a 4-year degree from a university and work under somebody else for the rest of your life, then have kids, and then retire. And that it should be normal for you to eat fast food restaurants that have tested that don't even contain the actual DNA of the animal that's even in the food, like Subway with their tuna, or eating a list of chemicals that are all artificial and all synthetic, and that have adverse effects on your body and on your mind. Because we should all know, and we've all been told from a young age, that you are what you eat. But that kind of goes over your head, and it goes past the state of common sense for most people, because we've been programmed and conditioned from such a young age to believe so. So how do you manifest the desired reality which you want to live? How do you raise your frequency, raise your vibration, and have access and the ability to receive downloads and receive information and attract the actual people and the things and the abundance that you want in your life? Because abundance, everyone should have abundance. There's plenty of abundance to go around. Now, most people think that it's selfish for you to have a certain amount of abundance, and that you should give to other people before you receive anything. And that's a great way to live to a certain extent, but you can't lose sight to the fact that abundance is everywhere, and there's more than enough abundance for everyone, okay? And you have to understand that your thoughts and the things that you listen to on TV, the podcasts, the celebrities, the things that you eat, the people who you surround yourself with, that is going to determine your reality. Because all those things that you say, and the music that you listen to, and all those little passions and hobbies that most people have, those things are consciously seen by your conscious mind, and then your subconscious mind downloads it. If you sit here and you listen to people and you listen to TV shows or any other form of something that causes you to consciously sit here and feel and think in your being that you are insignificant and that you cannot achieve a specific thing, and you go to bed at night, when you enter your dream state, which is the realm of the subconscious, then you are programming that. And whenever you wake up in the morning and you start off slow and you say, this is going to be a terrible day, I'm late to work, lights are all red, heavy traffic, spilt my coffee everywhere, this day couldn't get any worse. And it's going to continue being worse. It's going to continue getting worse, because that's the reality that you're creating. You're putting that energy off into the universe. Now, I could say this and say, think of it like this. If somebody were to get arrested and get beat up by the cops, okay? And I went up to them, I said, well, you created that reality for yourself. Obviously, that person's going to say, why would I think in my mind that today I want to get jumped and harassed by the police? Well, maybe you didn't necessarily think about that, but maybe the past month or the past few weeks, you've been arguing with one of your buddies or your friends or your wife or a colleague or something, and it's been toxic energy, and it's been a upheaval of anger and of negative energy. And so the universe, what it's going to do is it's going to accept that and acknowledge that you're putting out that energy, and it's going to create a reality in certain situations that's going to feed that energy. So you didn't necessarily want to be harassed by the police and specifically attract that, but you put out that energy, so the universe has provided you with another situation that was going to feed to that energy, okay? So the way in which you switch this and begin attracting the things that you wish to have and that are more desirable towards you, like abundance, travel, financial literacy, maybe some knowledge or relationships, a girlfriend, whatever the case may be, then you have to shift that in the opposite direction, okay? You have to start studying yourself and going within yourself and acknowledging the fact that abundance is for everybody, and that your soul has a passion. All it wants to do is be aware of itself. You have to speak well about yourself. You have to take care of your health. You have to go exercise. You have to read the specific books that uplift you, that raise your frequency. You have to not necessarily use crystals and put crystals in your hair, put crystals around your neck, but you just have to change your environment and change the people who you surround yourself with. Because if you're around people that are lazy and narcissistic and that drag you down, then their energy is going to affect you. And you can't say that the energy isn't real and that I'm just a solid physical being, because that's not the case. Because I know a lot of people have had instances where they've walked into a room and felt something's kind of off. And maybe a woman was sitting on a subway or riding her bike somewhere, and they felt that someone was staring at them, and then they look and turn around, and there's a creepy dude staring at them. Like, you feel that energy. It's like, that's your psychic, that's your intuition, okay? Especially for women, but the same thing goes for men, all right? So you have to understand that energy is real and that it's everywhere. Same with this tree, same with these phones. You can't tell me energy is real, and because if you hold that 5G phone that most people have right now in your left hand that receives energy, and you can't tell me that after an extended period of time your hand's not going to feel hot and numb. You can't tell me that if a pregnant woman sits and eats microwave food all throughout her pregnancy or goes around radiation often, that the baby's not going to feel that and have side effects and birth defects from that, okay? So energy is very real, and it's in our everyday reality, and it's everywhere, okay? And you have to, and energy, when it's not in motion, when you don't use energy and you have built up energy and you don't put it towards something like a passion or a goal, and you don't express yourself in some kind of way, what happens whenever you leave something out and it doesn't move? It gets soggy, it gets spoiled, it gets nasty, it smells weird. And the same thing with that energy. If you don't get out of bed and stretch out your muscles and stretch out your spine and exercise and go into motion and drink plenty of water and read and push yourself towards something, then that energy within you is going to get stagnant and it's going to get spoiled. Okay, same thing with your relationships. You have to always constantly be moving and striving towards something greater, because if you're not striving towards what you do want and you're constantly thinking about what you don't want, then what you don't want is what you're going to attract. You have to realize that even then, if you are surrounded by the wrong type of people and you don't exclude negativity out of your life, as you try to attract specific things, like you might be doing a lot of this stuff that should be raising your vibration and your frequency, but the things that's coming to you is kind of shaky and it's not necessarily what you want. And that is for a reason. It's because if you're still surrounded by the wrong people and you haven't changed your environment necessarily, then say there's positive energy or there's something that you want coming towards you, and it's a beam of light, a beam of energy, okay? And as it but it has to pass through those people that, and the thought forms and the thought ways of the people that you're talking to and that you're surrounding yourself with. And so if their energy is off, then it's going to hit their aura and their energy field, and it's going to shake it up and disform it. So as by the time it gets to you, it's not going to be what you had initially planned and wanted, okay? So that's why it's important to make sure that you're with the right crowd and you're with the right people, and that you have to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, that are more intelligent than you, that have more drive and more passion, and have a higher frequency and vibration, that are more in love and joyful and have a passion for life than you do. But you don't want to be an energy vampire and drain them. You just need to see that light and be able to replicate that light within yourself, okay? But you never want to go out and seek and try to find something outside of yourself and get validation from it, especially with social media and things like that. You want to go within yourself and have trust in yourself, because that's where it's all going to come down to. You have to have trust in yourself and trust that you're going to take care of your body. Trust your body when it wants to heal. Don't have to listen to experts on TV and let them tell you what to do. You don't have to listen to what your professor says and they tell you that this is how you make money, this is how you have a living. Even with your parents, you don't have to necessarily trust them and listen to them. You have to trust yourself, listen to your own intuition, and believe that you can achieve what you want, okay? So I just want to let you know that I love you, that I care about you, that you can create your desired reality, and that you don't have to wake up every day and feel tired and feel groggy. Now, sometimes there is an ebb and a flow, okay? Sometimes you may feel a little energy drained, especially as you're healing. You're not just gonna switch everything and feel enlightened and feel great and ready to go and have all the energy in the world. No, because think of it like this: if there's an alcoholic or some kind of dope addict and I take away their dope or their cigarettes or their alcohol, you think they're just gonna wake up the next morning and have all the energy in the world? No, they're not, because their body is going to have to shut down, readjust. You're not giving it that supplementation. You're not giving it that emotional need and that feeling and those chemicals and that dopamine from those drugs, okay? And so your body's going to have to reevaluate itself and readjust and then heal. Healing isn't always so grand and so spiffy like most people think it's going to be. It's not. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard sometimes. But as you get over that hill, as you get over that plateau, then it's going to be smooth running. And then you find your next issue, find your next thing deep within yourself that you need to heal, and then you work towards getting past it. But as you start to heal the problems and the trauma that you have within yourself, every time you unlock and you fix one thing, the next one always comes bigger and stronger. And it's going to bring you more fear, and it's going to seem harder for you to fix it. But if you are able to be strong and have the will and be determined to fix those things, then you're going to be a much better person. You're going to be that much closer to being enlightened, and you're going to have that much more of a better reality for yourself. A reality where you can create and control what you want to do. You get to decide where you travel to. You get to decide where you sleep. You get to decide where what you eat, okay? And you get to decide whether or not you want certain people in your life, whether you want this relationship with this person or that relationship, okay? You're going to be in control. And that's what we need to control. But it starts with the trust within yourself. All right? I love y'all. This is Phoenix Wisdom. I'll see y'all in the next one.